CBS News Miami.
First at 4, we're following some sad news. Former Congressman Lincoln Diaz-Balart has died. His brother Mario announced this morning. I'm Lauren Pastrana. The former Cuban-American congressman will be remembered as a fierce advocate for immigrants who opposed Fidel Castro's regime. CBS News Miami's Maribel Rodriguez has reaction from Little Havana.
Lincoln Diaz-Balart was born in Havana, Cuba in 1959 and dedicated his career to public service, spending 24 years in office, including 18 years in the U.S. House of Representatives. He represented the Cuban-American community from 1993 to 2011, working to push for democratic reforms in Cuba. His brother Mario Diaz-Balart and his family mourning his loss while remembering and honoring the man that devoted his life to public service. They released a statement saying, in part, "Defender of the silenced and oppressed, author of the democracy requirement for the lifting of U.S. sanctions against the Cuban dictatorship, and the author of the Nicaraguan Adjustment and Central American Relief Act." Lincoln's profound love for the United States and his relentless commitment to the cause of a free Cuba guided him throughout his life and his 24 years in elected public service, including 18 years in the U.S. House of Representatives. And Carlos Jimenez, one of his good friends, saying, "To speak of Congressman Lincoln Diaz-Balart is to speak of a titan, a patriot, and a champion for freedom. Lincoln's leadership has always been an example to follow, and he has inspired so many of us with his unwavering fight for a free Cuba." And among the community he loved and served, they too are mourning and remembering the man who always fought for their freedom. Your daughter sent it to you. ¿Cómo se siente? How are you feeling?
Mal, triste, una pérdida irreparable porque él es un miembro del exilio histórico.
Very sad. It's a very hard day for the Cuban exile community he did a lot for.
Sí, somos cubanos y sentimos mucho.
You feel his loss very much.
Una pérdida irreparable.
It's an irreplaceable loss.
That was Maribel Rodriguez reporting. Turning now to a deadly triple shooting that happened at a bar last night in Southwest Miami-Dade. We're told by police things turned violent after an argument over a spilled drink. 2 people are dead and another person was airlifted to the hospital. An arrest was announced today. CBS News Miami's Morgan Reiner reports.
A friend of the victim told us that she is heartbroken, that she was with the victim just before he came here to enjoy some live music. And now we have the beginning of that fight caught on camera. This video shared with us shows the moments leading up to a deadly shooting Sunday evening. You can see a heated exchange between 2 people, and the alleged shooter, Paul Edward Koch, is being held down on the table before he gets up. And you can see another customer being held back.
A fight broke out, and then the owner of the place kicked out the guys that were fighting, and one of them went to his car, grabbed a gun, go back in and started shooting.
Carlos Quijano's band was performing live at Glades Club in Redland the same night. He said the people that could get away ran to the wooded area behind the bar.
Ran to the woods and kind of cover there. And then waiting for the shooting to stop.
Nicole Terrell said it's her friend Mark Hess that was killed, along with an employee. She confirmed this photo of him.
It was very, very unexpected. Like I said, he was just at our house 3 hours prior. And my husband was working on his car with him, which is still parked here.
She said the argument was over a spilled drink.
Just an all-around great guy, and it would be something that he would do to try and, break up a fight, but I'm sure he didn't know, how severe things would end up.
The Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office confirmed the shooter killed 2 people, and during the chaos of everyone running, another customer accidentally shot himself in the leg with his own firearm. That 3rd victim was airlifted to Jackson Memorial Hospital. The alleged shooter, Koch, is in custody.
When we were told last night, it was almost like, am I dreaming? And so it's just really unfortunate. It hits very close to home.
The arrest form said that both victims, Hess and the employee, were unarmed and did not provoke the shooter. In Redland, Morgan Reiner, CBS News, Miami.
Always alerting, always tracking. This is Next Weather.
Taking a live look now at downtown Miami. Once again, a beautiful day outside as we head into the final few weeks of winter. Yeah, it's still winter. A couple of showers may have popped up in parts of our area, though. Next Weather Chief Meteorologist Ivan Cabrera joins us now to map out the week for us.
Yeah, spring starts March 1st for meteorologists.
Oh, that's right. All right, there you go.
We're done with winter at this point here. And I tell you what, it's going to feel a little bit like summer as we hit through the middle part of the week. Got a big warm up, but the cold temperatures are going to try to give us one last shot, or maybe one last shot. It's going to start getting very difficult now that we're in March to get fronts through here. Upper 70s right now. Got a gusty wind out of the east. The Thursday cold front will be preceded by southwesterly winds that I think will get us in the mid 80s, and with a little bit of humidity, it's going to start feeling quite sticky. And then we're going to get ready for the big chill. That's going to come for one morning, not the weekend. The temperatures are a roller coaster for the next few days. I'll show you what I'm talking about here, and this is the time of year that can happen. Boy, almost all 77s there. Marathon at 78, and it feels great. The humidity is down. We just have a few puffy cumulus clouds. The east flow continues here, so at times we're expecting a couple of showers. I think tomorrow we'll get a better shot with 20%, and then the 20% on Wednesday is ahead of the frontal boundary that will dry us out until we get towards the tail end of the weekend and heading into early next week. This can only happen when you add this kind of curve like that with the humidity as the cold front comes in. Is going to drop big time here, but it's going to climb until the front arrives and then just take a dive for Thursday, but then it's going to go right back up for the weekend. So it is changeable weather the next few days. I mean, look at these bars here on our overnight temperatures, right? 68 to 71 will be our peak ahead of the front. 64, so at least we'll get one night to get ready, or one morning to get ready for the 56, and the models are indicating some low 50s as well inland, so we'll see about that. Mid 70s or mid 60s, and then 70 degrees as we head through next week. Here's next weather rain tracker. Rest of tonight, getting some isolated showers, and then for your Tuesday, we get a better shot here coming in out of the southeast with some showers beginning to move in, but I'm holding the rain chance, I think, at 20%. Would about do it. So this is our Wednesday morning. We're looking good. And then for Wednesday afternoon, a few more showers in the picture here. And then Wednesday evening, you see that line there? That's the actual front. And ahead of it, we're going to have temperatures very warm, humid conditions. Front comes through. It's not going to be anything severe. And then it just clears us out completely as we head into Thursday. And then followed by those really cold temperatures coming up. Not tonight, though. Don't need to bundle up. Upper 60s in the morning tomorrow, upper 70s in the afternoon. And the next weather 7-day will take us into that big drop in temperature, but before that, mid 80s coming up for Wednesday, upper 70s for Thursday. You can see that wind flow there, and then by Friday, we'll wake up with temperatures in the mid 50s. That'll feel nice, but it's only one day, then we start the warm up all over again. Weekend looks warm and humid with highs in the 80s, and remember, we lose an hour of sleep. Spring forward clocks Saturday night.
Ivan, thank you. Developing right now overseas, Pope Francis suffers another health setback. The Pope experienced 2 episodes of acute respiratory failure, the Vatican said today. The 88-year-old underwent 2 bronchoscopies, and doctors removed a buildup of secretions. The Pope was given an oxygen mask to help with his breathing today. Still, the Pope remains alert and cooperative, the Vatican said, adding it was a complicated afternoon. The prognosis for the Pope remains reserved. And just minutes ago, President Trump announced tariffs will begin tomorrow on Canadian, Mexican, and Chinese imports. The news has prompted a stock sell-off on Wall Street, with the Nasdaq losing over 2.5%. The news comes on the same day the president announced a $100 billion investment going into the country. CBS News Miami's Erica Brown has the details from Capitol Hill.
President Trump announced plans for the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company to invest $100 billion in U.S. chip manufacturing. TSMC makes roughly 90% of the world's advanced computer chips, the kind needed for the artificial intelligence race.
This is a tremendous move by the most powerful company in the world. It's a matter of economic security. It's also a matter of national security for us.
The move comes as Trump pushes companies to build in America or be hit with tariffs.
If they did them in Taiwan to send them here, they'll have 25% or 30% or 50% or whatever the number may be someday. It'll go only up. But by doing it here, he has no tariff, so he's way ahead of the game.
The president says 25% tariffs on goods coming in from Mexico and Canada are set to take effect Tuesday.
No room left for Mexico or for Canada. No, the tariffs, they're all set.
The Trump administration is also continuing its standoff with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky after Friday's contentious Oval Office meeting.
You're gambling with World War III.
Zelensky pushed the U.S. to agree to a peacekeeping mission if a truce with Russia can be negotiated, warning Russian President Vladimir Putin can't be trusted to keep his word. But Trump insists Zelensky is resisting efforts to end the 3-year-long war.
Said he thinks the war's going to go on for a long time, and he better not be right about that.
European leaders held a meeting with Zelensky over the weekend, reinforcing their support for Ukraine. Erica Brown, CBS News, Washington.
When we come back, a special day for a Miami-Dade deputy who's lucky to be alive. But first, here's something special our Chelsea Jones is working on for you for CBS News Miami at 5:30.
It's called red light therapy, and the benefits could be wide-ranging.
You can use it to treat anything really from acne, anti-aging, any sort of inflammation.
There are many red light masks like this on the market, but the question is, does it work?
Tonight at 5:30.
Firefighters worked all night to contain wildfires that erupted across the Carolinas this past weekend. At the highest point, there were nearly 200 wildfires, but that has dipped significantly. Several miles from Myrtle Beach, one of the largest fires continues to burn. It's causing these smoggy conditions for people there.
And surreal. I mean, they keep popping up, these little things do, and you don't know if they're going to come into your house or the next neighbor's house.
A state of emergency is in effect for the state. Low humidity, high winds, and above average heat are fueling the fires. And a bittersweet day at the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office. Deputy Damian Colon is retiring after close to 20 years in the department. His life dramatically changed in November of 2022 when he was shot in the head by his ex-girlfriend. The alleged shooter, Yesenia Sanchez, was charged with first-degree attempted murder. Against all odds, the detective survived that day despite the traumatic injury. He continues his recovery process that's included multiple surgeries and rehab, and today the department is celebrating him.
It feels great. It feels great that I have the support I have and the support I keep getting. It's been a long road, and I will continue doing what I got to do to get better.
Deputy Colon rang the bell to signify the end of his service, and his retirement was announced on the countywide radio system. We thank him for his service. And that's all for CBS News Miami's Quickcast. I'm Lauren Pastrana. We'll be back in just 45 minutes for CBS News Miami at 5. We hope to see you then.